right, Larry, thanks for meeting with us today.
No problem.
I'm Johnny from NashvilleRiders.com, and a few of our forum guys, you're their hero, and they told me I needed to search you out.
All right.
And ask you two things.
Okay.
The first one is, they say you got a ton of stories, and they want to hear one good one.
One good one. Well, is this what rating do we have on that?
Do whatever you want.
Oh God, I don't know. Well, now you put me on the spot.
We can go back to my first question.
Okay, go to the first one.
You know, I don't know a whole lot about you. I'm learning about this series today, even as we speak, and I'm looking at your stats, and it looks like you've gotten better with age. Can you tell me why that is?
I don't know why that is. You know, well, a lot of it is, I've been racing motorcycles since I was 5 years old, and was coming up through the ranks of dirt track, and then started road racing and got hurt real bad. And broke my femur and my knee and my hip all in one wreck, and it limited the range of motion that I had with my hip basically for a long time, and it kept getting worse and worse, and then eventually in 2004 it was really bad, and I actually had like an experimental surgery done and got my hip fixed.
Wow.
And kind of rejuvenated my career then.
Sure.
But at that point I had started my own team and was pretty low on the totem pole as far as funding and equipment. So it took a while to get the results better, get a little more money, get the results better, get a little more money, until you know, over the past couple of years we got back to having bikes that were capable of winning races. So it was definitely kind of a long story, but it's definitely it's something I'll be proud someday to show my kids that I didn't give up. You know, I mean, it took me 10 years from when I won my first race to the second race, and then now we've won 5 races in the last 2 years. So it's been pretty good. Yeah,
you are doing great. I mean, I'm older than you, but it means I might still have a chance.
Yeah. I look at it and I say, I'm getting faster every year. You know, we're struggling a little bit this year, but we made a switch to a new motorcycle, but we're getting it better when BMW's really coming around. But getting faster every year, better results every year. I certainly am having a lot of fun doing it, so there's no reason to think about quitting right now.
You really like the S1000.
Yeah, the BMW is a great bike. And this series is so competitive, even though it's a great bike, it's just getting that last little half second, that little tweak out of it that we got to get it right. So
yeah. Now, I went after another guy with a joke on that earlier. I told him I've ridden that bike before, but I rode it in the rain mode.
Yeah.
So what traction mode do you ride in?
We actually have a totally different electronic system on our bike we're trying to develop. So we don't really have the same thing as a stock bike, but when we did have one with stock electronics on it, I actually turned the traction control off.
Okay.
Even on the race mode, it was a little too intrusive.
That's what I expected to hear from you. That's what I expected. So, good story. You got one?
I'm trying to think of one. You know, you put me on the spot.
I'm sorry.
Yesterday we had a good story. We were sitting around here, and it was, you know, decent weather, and they said, oh, yeah, big storm's coming, and about 2 seconds later, this whole canopy was about 4 feet in the air, so we had a 70-foot kite. I'm holding on to it. The guys were all up at the wall trying to hold that down. I'm trying to hold this canopy down.
Yeah.
And it's moving. The actual whole thing was moving. My mom's over holding the other corner down, and I'm looking at my mom. I'm telling her, just let it go, because I'm thinking it's going to kill us all.
Yeah.
Luckily, the wind stopped for a second. It came down, and we got it buttoned up. But it was funny because the guy from the show, from Superbike family, was filming the whole time. He never set the camera down and helped. He just kept filming me and my mom floating away on the canopy. But
that's awesome.
There's always something that happens on a race weekend.
Well, we're glad that you're here to race today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
And thank you for taking the time out to talk to us.
No problem. Thank you. And my 2 guys that say I'm their hero. I love you guys.
Thanks, Larry.